Hi guys, hey, my name's Trevor.
I'm Vincent.
And we're from the Anthony Todd Show, and you are tuning into a review of Lake Street Dive's latest album, Free Yourself Up. Lake Street Dive is a multi-genre kind of soul funk band formed in Boston, Massachusetts, led by Rachel Price on vocals, who is a phenomenal singer.
She's very talented.
Yes, very, very talented. And this is basically their latest album. They've released quite a few. Of course, getting popular with their 2014 release, Bad Self Portraits. Following that up with actually one of my top picks of 2016, Side Pony, which had amazing singles like Call Off Your Dogs on there. And this is their latest album, Free Yourself Up, kind of following in the footsteps of those.
Yeah, I think this album starts off really strong. I didn't know anything about Lake Street Dive. Trevor introduced me to this group, and I didn't know much about them. And the album starts off with Baby Don't Leave Me Alone With My Thoughts, with a track about kind of love in this kind of like politically like tough time where we just have so many like kind of things politically hitting the fan. And I thought this kind of aspect of wanting to be your partner, kind of just like the almost cure your zombie, wanting love to kind of just have some hope in this world, I thought was beautiful. I thought it was very well written songwriting. I love the vocals on the track. The vocals throughout this entire album are completely solid. The production throughout this entire album is completely solid. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a real treat lyrically. Getting the Good Kisser, I'm like, okay, this is fine. This is fine. Pretty kind of middle of the road. Pretty traditional lyrics.
Yeah. Talking
about if you're going to talk behind my back, at least tell them I'm a good kisser. If you're going to talk shit about me, tell them the good stuff too. But like after that, nothing hit. It's just the same over and over again.
I would definitely say that their last albums, I think, set me up for a little bit of disappointment here, because I really enjoyed Side Pony a lot, and I actually enjoyed Bad Self Portraits quite a bit. But this album, I think, just didn't live up to the hype that I had set for it. Partially my fault, but also partially the album's fault. I just don't think that it hits as hard or as many times. I still think it has like an incredible soul influence.
Yeah.
I still think that Rachel Price's vocals on here are top notch. I love her voice, her deliverance. I just think that the band overall is very talented, but it's a shame because these songs thrive off of catchiness. Soul music really thrives off of how catchy a song is and who it's going to grasp with its listeners, you know? Whose ears are you going to get stuck in? And for this album, there's only 2, maybe 3 instances that I could say that these songs do get stuck in my head. For albums like Side Pony, I could say there's tons of them. For bands similar, Leon Bridges, Nathaniel Rateliff, even old stuff like Sam Cooke or Nina Simone, those kind of songs get stuck in my head very often. But for an album that thrives off of this, Free Yourself Up didn't do an incredible job of making some real earworms here.
Yeah, I think once you get to the shame, once you get shame, nothing lyrically gets my attention, nothing vocally gets my attention. One thing I'll give it, the album actually has a nice flow, progression-wise.
Yeah, it flows very well.
It has emotional peaks and valleys, and that's what I enjoy about it, but there isn't anything lyrically notable about these emotional peaks and valleys. There's nothing catchy. There's nothing really for me to grab onto, and it's just kind of like a middle of the road, kind of like soul, kind of R&B. It's a lot of different genres that are kind of mixed.
They are a multi-genre band.
Just like kind of traditional, like I want to say soul album. There's not much for me to say other than that. Like I had a tough time kind of actually finding words to say about this because there isn't much to say. I like Baby Don't Leave Me With Thoughts. I think that's a great, fantastic, well-written, well-performed track. Good Kisser, I think, follows it up, but like after you hear those 2 tracks, you essentially hear the entire album. It progresses well again. You get emotional peaks and valleys, but they all kind of end up being the same.
I think it does everything that an album is supposed to do, except for create super compelling music.
Yeah.
And I guess that's all. It's by any means is it like not bad. I don't think it's bad at all. But sometimes it just comes off as a little boring.
Yeah.
I think overall I would have to give it like a 6.
I might give it a 6 too. I think it has its fundamentals down to a T, but everything else, like it's just like it's not the most catchy. It's not catchy. It's not lyrically compelling me. The performances, the how the album flows, everything is just like that's how music should be. But like,
absolutely,
it's got its fundamentals down, but it doesn't have.
It didn't really inject the same, dare I say, soul, not in the music genre sense, but in your inner personality sense. It didn't inject that same like energy as it did into Side Pony or Bad Self Portraits. I think Lake Street Dive need a little bit of a dose of why people like them. You know, needed more of a dose of what makes them special in this album, because in a sense it's lacking that quite a bit.
Yeah, so that's our review. If you like listening to us talk about music, we do a weekly podcast, which is linked down in the description. It's called The Anthony and Todd Show. We talk about dumb stuff like Father John Misty and like A$AP Rock. If you want to hear some of our other reviews, we have reviews of Arctic Monkeys, Sweet Valley's Eternal Champ 2, and Beach's House is 7. Beach House is 7. And if you want to hear those reviews, they're on our YouTube channel. You can just go through them. And until next time, guys, see ya, boyos.
Bye, everybody.